Hello, all you hardcores out there. Russell here from Porky's Corner. You know, don't you? Terry's here. I said I'd get him back today. So that's very good. I think on a Sunday in the morning, isn't it, Terry? How are you?
Mate, when did you say that? Because we only agreed to do this yesterday.
No, I said to somebody on comments section actually yesterday morning, and he was saying, "No, you need to get some videos out tomorrow or something." I forgot his name, and I replied to him, and I said, "Do you want me to get Terry or Rico on?" And then I got in touch with you. And I thought, if
All
he's
right.
no, I'll ring Rico. So Rico,
You got the B team, you got the reserves today.
Rico, you were backup guy, and you said yes, so I thought I'll get Rico on tomorrow. So I had him on for a bit. How are you, laddie? You all right?
Man, I'm all right, man. I just had a few days with my mum, man. I haven't done that in a while. Like, did virtually a full week with my mum, just chilling. Like, it was really nice, mate. Like, mate, you know when you have that home cooking, Porky?
Oh yeah, I love it.
My belly was flat for the whole week. I've literally been here for fucking 12 hours. I'm bloated again. So I'm gonna throw all my food out the fridge because clearly I'm eating stuff that's not good for me. So I'm just gonna start all over again and just get stuff that, you know what I mean, that I eat at home. Because mate, my belly was flat. I look like you, mate.
Oh, I don't know about that, mate. Like, you need about 5 stone off, wouldn't you?
Now about 8.
What are you, 17?
About 17 too.
But man, you must be lifting some big weights, Terry.
Did a 210 deadlift on Wednesday. It was horrible though. Proper grinder lift, man. I had to dig deep to pull that one through.
You build up to it from like 100 or something.
Mate, I could not train for a year and I could probably pull 160. Like I'm designed to pull things off the floor. Like squatting, it takes me a while to build up. Benching takes a while to build up. I could always deadlift. First time I walked into a gym, Porky, I did 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 years old, pulled 120 off the floor at like 73 kilo.
Go on, lad. I wonder what I'll be able to lift at weighing 60 kilo.
Probably about 250.
250, what ounces?
Nah, pounds. Wow.
Ounces green.
We're taking it back to the 90s again.
Yeah, with ounces in them days. The noughties were keys, door keys, that is. Right, there's been a lot going on in boxing, but I'm trying to vary it because I get emails of people who watch every second of it. You know what some of them are like, they're more dedicated than me. And
if it's their passion, leave them to it, man. Like, I can't watch it.
Yeah, hey, listen, you never have a go at hardcore. They give you ideas. Yeah. A lot of people keep asking me why I don't do lives. Reason is, I don't really know how to get it to function or to get it up, but I'm going to get trying to show me. I'm going to have a go, and we'll see how it goes.
You need really good moderators on there because people will try talking nonsense. You got to make sure they just get eliminated.
It'll have to be 4 people on, and we'll probably have to pick three teams: A team, B team, and C team.
Yeah, and you want to keep all the trolls off your feed.
Oh well, I'd have to get somebody else to do that because you can't do both, can you? I'd have to get Cameron to do it.
Yes, you can normally like pick someone to be a moderator, and then all the comments have to go through them.
It's a shame people shouldn't just spoil it like that, but like I said, boxing fans are a little bit different to snooker fans, football, and all that, aren't they? A bit more because they know what's going on, don't they? Like we're going to point out today. Now, first of all, I want to jump in with the show last night at DAZN. Now, hashtag game changed. Now, if you were a boxing fan looking at that show last night, like I did, well, I was asleep early last night and I had to catch up with everything this morning. But the actual show, looking at it, for an Eddie Hearn show in Sheffield, I think that's probably the worst one he's ever put on. What do you think?
But it's a next gen show, right?
So I get away with it, though, don't they?
Yeah.
That's how they get away with it.
Yeah. So if you're going to give me like because that's really what they fed us yesterday, right? They fed us the up and coming kids. So I was like, okay, whatever. Because it did more in Sheffield than it would have done at York Hall, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many were there, would you say, last night? 3,000?
But yeah, about 3.
I've heard 2,800 pre-fight. Eddie was saying 4 and 5, wasn't he? I don't know where they were getting that from. Don't you think that we know people who work there? Are they crazy, these people? Don't they know what boxing's like?
Yeah, and I think a lot of tickets went out to the gyms. You know how it normally goes. Like, you just hand them out. First responders get some as well. So you probably just flesh out the numbers.
All you need to do is tell Glyn Rhodes you're going on an underfield ticket site. What he'll do is send about 75 kids round from his gym to collect them. And then before his fighter gets him in, they'll all be ring wiggling. Have you seen that when a Glen Rhodes fighter goes into the gym, into the ring and fight? All kids from local schools all going ring with him, wiggling Rhodes. Yeah. Bless him, he's a good bloke, Glenn. Right. We saw Jordan Thompson's fight. What do you think to him?
So he looks like he should be like a monster, right? Because they say he's 6'7" and they say Riakpor's 6'5", but if you stand them next to each other, Jordan Thompson's a lot taller than Riakpor. Yeah. Jesus, he's a big guy, broad guy. He got dropped right yesterday, and I was like, okay. And maybe sometimes you need that, because here's the thing about me, Russ. I think you go far in anything in life when you obsess about the small things.
Yeah.
And a lot of boxers don't obsess about the small things. So they don't obsess about getting 8 hours sleep. They don't obsess about being in the gym early. They don't obsess about doing an extra 10 minutes just to, work on something else or maybe loosen up. They don't do those sorts of things. And the guys who go far tend to do those sorts of things. So maybe like this performance from Jordan Thompson's enough for him to actually, you know what, I need to start obsessing about the details, because there's something there in him for sure. But has he got that discipline to really execute? And has he got that obsession with the details, which means that he wants everything to be brilliant?
Well, they reckon it's real deal, don't they?
Yeah, but you're talking about real deal when you've got to face guys like a Coley and Riakpor, Billum Smith, Jack Massey, and we haven't seen him in with those guys yet for us to know if he's the real deal.
Mark Tibbs says Riakpor, it's harder than Dylan White. Is that possible, a cruiserweight?
Yeah.
I think it's because of that wilder physique he's got. It's like a wilder body, isn't it?
Nah, mate. You can try and put as much science on it as you want, Russ. I think he's just born with it. Like, I don't know if he's got extra fight. I don't know. He's just born with something in there that. And when I talk to people who spar Richard, it's like, mate, the left hand's horrible, the right hand's horrible.
Even worse, the right.
Yeah, you can't escape the punch.
Yeah, Mark Tibbs says to me, he's the hardest guy he's ever had on pads, and he's had everywhere.
You love Mark Tibbs, don't you?
I like him, don't I? Yeah, he's always been straight with me. He's always been right when I've gone down to see him, and that he's always been right. I like.
Porty, I'll tell you what, mate. Yeah, Richie Riakpor. That Richie Riakpor punched me so hard he changed the colour of my Bentley, mate.
No, Mark Tibbs is like, yeah, Russell, yeah, I'll be about another 20 minutes. What you fancy? Pie and mash and liquor. So now the soup. Right, let's have a look. Campbell, Hands of Stone. Now, I've only seen clips of it. I haven't watched all that. I've seen others. I've been catching up here, but I've seen obviously end. And what do you think to that?
I'll be honest, before anyone says, I didn't watch. I don't watch Campbell Hatton. Like, I'm not going to watch him until I have to watch him. Yeah. Like, because we know that at best he's a good amateur level right now. He's not at that point where he's a polished pro yet. So I don't have time to watch him per se.
Can you say that people are being a bit hard on him because he's still a novice, or Costa giving red carpet treatment? It's got people's backs up. Do you think he'd have been better off going and fighting on small hall shows, Terry, to build his confidence up, and for everybody to say, look, he's not piggybacking off his dad, he's doing it the hard way? Do you think people would respect him and probably Conor Ben more if they'd done that?
Yeah, and I think they would have probably moved along a lot quicker as well, because they would have had the pressure of carrying the show. So by the time they do end up on TV, I mean, they know what they're doing. I think the way they're doing it now, I just don't think it works, because how long's Conor Ben been a pro now?
Few years,
6 years?
6 years.
6 years?
Not even had a British title.
Nowhere near a world title.
Well, this is what I'm going to come to now. But
right, so Conor Ben turned pro, and Shakur Stevenson was still in the Olympics. Shakur Stevenson is now talking about fighting Devin Haney for undisputed.
Yeah, is he?
That's what we mean about levels. Like that's kind of why we're cynical about Campbell Hatton, because we're like, you haven't done anything to make us excited. apart from be Ricky's son.
Do you think
And
they're
that's what
protecting the O's, Terry, both of them? That they've got a lot of pressure on them to protect them O's.
Yeah.
Because of the contracts they've got with JD Sports and stuff like that, because I've heard if they lose, there's clauses in them and they get less money. Is that right?
They make more than enough money, Russ. I think the issue is you don't want the backlash that comes with the defeat. You ain't as good as your old man. You used to, sorry, Russ, I'm watching the women's final at 70 kilos. Man, they just gave my friend Kay Scott a standing 8 count. Oh, this is looking messy. But no, in terms of the money, mate, I'm just like, they don't care about the JD stuff. They can get other sponsors. It's that the guys, you know the guys that normally spit hate in your comments. Can you imagine them if Campbell Hatton lost?
Oh my God.
Oh mate, they'd be sending him like cards and stuff. They'd be at his house laughing at him. It's unbearable, mate. So I understand why they don't want the O. I fully get it. And there has to be a cost for getting that O as well. You don't want to sell your O for 10 grand, do you?
No, you don't. You don't. Does Campbell Hatton win a British title in his career? Yes or no?
Oh, man, at what weight though?
Well, he's a welterweight, isn't he? Could you see him beat Dickinson?
No, traditionally that's a hard division to win a weight, and he might do it at light welter, but not a welter. It's normally too competitive.
I'm surprised his son's even fighting if he's worth all them millions. Are you?
But didn't they say that he didn't grow up with his dad?
I don't know. Maybe I've had him at weekends and I don't know. But
yeah, but for me, I think Campbell Hatton's a guy that until he fights someone we can benchmark him against, I have no interest in him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be told who's good by Eddie Hearn. Do you know what I mean? I know who's good with my own eyes.
Yeah. And what do you think to Dalton Smith, Terry?
Man, I'm sort of stood in two camps, right? If I look at it from a British perspective, I'm like, yeah, the guy's got the goods, right? And you look at me, go,
can do it all, can't he?
Well, no, he can't do it all. He can do what he does really, really well, which is he picks his shots, he's patient.
Takes punches, does he?
Yeah, and he doesn't take risks. But as I said before,
he's got a good ring craft. You've got to admit that, haven't you?
We don't know yet.
Well, he hasn't been tested, has he, yet, I suppose?
Yeah. So we don't know if he's got good ring craft. What we do know is he's been boxing his whole life, right? Why is it taking so long for him to get to this level?
Yeah.
He started boxing before Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was world champion at 20. And so it comes down to this question, Russ. What is it the other countries do that we don't do, that they can have world champions in their early 20s and we can't? Like, they're talking about this guy needs time.
Well, I just think all the countries are not on their iPads all night, are they?
Yeah, that could be it. So Dalton Smith is 25 years old. Like, if you're not going to be a world champion at 25, it's a bit of a worry, considering you've been boxing your whole life. So that's my only thing. I like him. If he was 22 years old, another standing 8 count. Are they going to stop this? Jesus. No, look, mate, Russ, you can box when you're young, and at that point we expect you to be mature. You know what you're doing, this, that, and the third. He should have been fighting for this British probably a year ago. And I don't think it's Dalton Smith. Maybe it's Eddie who's slowing him down because he doesn't want to spend the money. I don't know. But that kid, for me, if he's not fighting for a world title in the next 18 months, then there's a real issue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Eddie's bigging him up, isn't he? And that's Eddie's job, innit? He's a promoter. He's got to big him up. The kid who we fought, right? He was a Dennis fighter when I worked for Dennis. Sam Mason, lovely kid. He comes from a nice family, very polite people. Trained by Ryan Rose. Right, Sam Mason. His last win before his last fight, before the British title against Dalton, was in 2018. Since then, he's done nothing, not had a win, and he fought Sir John Bomber last out, and now he's got the Dalton fight. Now, Sir John Bomber, 7-33-3, however you want to talk it, he's 37 shortly. That, to me, shouldn't get you into position for a British title fight. What do you think? It's not exactly putting you in a good position and learning out from that fight, because you're not learning anything, Serge, have you?
So in defense, I think the original fight was Akeem Ennis-Brown, and that would have been a good fight. So Akeem Ennis-Brown's, what's he, 5'11", 6 foot, really tall for a 140 kid, young as well, and he's got a point to prove. Yeah. So I think that was the original plan, and then when that couldn't happen, then you're looking at like a Sam Mason, who's really most famous for beating Kate Prosper, and Kate Prosper, as lovely as a guy as he is, Kate Prosper's sort of just that level above level above area level. He's just that notch above area level, and that's probably Mason's best win.
Well, I've got something here. I just want to ask though that, in fact, we know who it is. Fons Alexander. He's had about 150 fights and he's won 7.
Yeah.
How is he still getting fights? If you've lost 130 odd times and you've won 7, how have you still got a board license?
Mate, it's a rare skill being able to lose that well and keep your faculties together, because he's not in bad nick.
I'm just curious about these people that they're turning up to lose, aren't they?
That's always going to be the game, Pork. You're not going to put you're not going to put a kid in on debut.
Sparring, can't they learn the crafts in sparring?
Who?
Boxers, when they want to bring them on, don't they? Sparring.
Nah. You need fight night. You need fight night, because sparring's cool, but sparring's like doing mock papers for your GCSEs. There's not much at stake, right? But Saturday night with the lights on and everyone watching you and TV watching and people tweeting about you, if you can survive all of that and still be the best version of you, you're special. And that's what we want in boxing. We want those guys. And so guys like Fons Alexander they're convenient obstacles to have, because they're not going to let you get away with it. I wish we had more journeymen like Jordan Granham. Like Jordan Granham can turn it up on someone. Sometimes he does do, just to go, let me just see what this kid's got if I put a little bit of pressure on him. They're the journeymen we should be trying to build now.
Okay. Do you think any of Sam Mason's team, family and friends had money on him to win last night?
There was a lot of talk about the 6th round, wasn't there?
No.
I heard a lot of chatter around a 6th round stoppage for Dalton Smith. So make of that what you will.
I mean, if I were Sam Mason's manager, trainer, friend, member of his family or girlfriend, and I wanted to put a bet on that fight, I won't put a penny on him, even if he were my brother. I want to put money on him. So if I don't, and I'd like to think I know a little bit about boxing, them that know more about boxing than me, they weren't going to be putting any money on him, were they? Because he never won a round, did he, mate?
Nah. And I tweeted this last night. I was surprised that a Ryan Rhodes fighter was so basic in the ring.
Basic, it was unbelievable. I thought he was going to be like Ryan, coming out doing all flashy stuff and everything.
Or at least just being clever enough to realize what he had to do to get Dalton off his game. But he literally looked like he was just there to survive.
Yeah, but after all that chat leading up to it, and then that's what it were. Eddie said it was a competitive British title fight.
Yeah, we knew it wasn't.
10-1. 1-33, sorry, wasn't it? 1-33 against a 10-1. If that were a snooker match, it'd be a mismatch. It would. It wouldn't even be allowed to happen. It'd be like a club player playing Steve Davis, wouldn't it? Or
yeah. And that's what it was eventually, wasn't it?
So, okay. Let's have a little look. I've written something else down a little bit more. Opie Price won. What do you think to him? Do you think he wins a British?
Yeah, he'll win a British. He's that level. I don't know if he can sort of jump above that and, be that version of Opie Price that we see at an elite level. I don't know if he can do that. I want him to, though. I really do want him to, because we've got to back our Brits. We're running out of superstars, Porky. So I'm really hoping that these guys turn out to be good. Yeah,
I do. What do you think, Terry, if Conor Benn fights Ortiz next and rolls the dice? Do you think that'll happen? And in an elimination?
No chance in hell.
Yeah, but
no chance in hell. No chance in hell.
Let me explain, though. Then you can have your say. Conor Benn He's saying it's about legacy, not money. Eddie's saying, so Oscar De La Hoya, now everybody's going to say, Porky, you nailed it with this one. Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie have had a massive fallout. They've been bitching behind the scenes for 2.5 years. Some of the text messages I've heard that are flying to each other are fucking that vile. They hate each other. Oscar's now in a position where his guy's mandatory for Errol Spencer's 3 belts and Conor Benn's number 4. Now, watch this week. Oscar De La Hoya is going to come out screaming, why don't we have a final eliminator, Eddie? If Conor Benn beats Ortiz, he gets Spence. So Conor Benn's 2 fights away from greatness. Am I right? Like Anthony Joshua, he's only got to beat Usyk and Fury, and he's got his legacy. So let's see Conor Benn roll the dice. 2 fights away from being Ray Leonard.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want legacy, it's on a plate for you. Get in touch with De La Hoya, get the WBA final eliminator because you're ranked 4. 2 and 3 are inactive. Ortiz has won. Boom. Beat Ortiz and you get Spence. And then we'll see how good you are, kid. But they're not going to do that. They're not even going to go to McKinson, who's just lost by a knockout to him. Who they're going to fight next? It's not Eubank, is it?
So how can I put it? I'm not a big fan of setting people up to get beaten, and I think Ortiz is a level above Conor Benn. I'd rather let Ortiz get to his world level situation and let Conor Benn figure out his level, because I really like Virgil Ortiz. I remember about 4 years ago, I kept talking about him and Jerome Ennis, saying these guys are the future. They're the Spencer Crawford of their time, because special talents in massively different ways. But special talents, like what he did to McKinson. And McKinson's not bad. Like that win against Chris Kongo, like people forget, like because people like to downplay who Chris is, but that was a good win. And what he was able to do against Ortiz for a bit, it was clever. But the thing about Ortiz is, Jesus, man, what he does well, and he does it for every round. And eventually he gets to you.
I think he's... Click on the link, Terry. Click on the link, mate.